What's up guys, it's Feeve Chief here, and today we're going to be going over the best low budget trading method to help you make coins at the start of EAFC 24 Ultimate Team. But before we jump into that, I'm going to show you the easiest way for you to get some coins. If you guys are looking for the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market, make sure to head over to utnice.com and use code CHIEF for 5% off at checkout. Now let's get right into this video. Alright boys, so diving into this video in my favorite low budget trading method to use at the beginning of FIFA, we are going to be talking about chemistry style trading. This is one of the longest lasting methods on FIFA. It's worked all year, it's worked for years on end, and there's quite a few tips and tricks that we can add to this to make it more efficient, so make sure to stick around to the end so you can make the most coins possible. So, player chemistry style trading. There's a lot of chem styles. How do we know what to trade with? What are we going to do to make coins here? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to a website to make this much easier. We are going to go to FootWiz chemistry style prices. Again, I typically just type in FootWiz chemistry styles and this website will come up and it shows you the price of every single chemistry style on the game. And we're going to use this to pick the cards we're going to trade with. So for me, I typically will trade with any chemistry style that has a value of 500 coins or more. So here we're looking at the basic, the Deadeye, the Marksman, the Hawk, the Engine, so on and so forth. And we can really select any of these cards to trade with. So for example, we'll start with the Hunter card here. Now, whenever we go back to the game, we want to check the price of it again, just to make sure. So you can see there's a bunch of Hunters listed on the market here. For 1,100, 1,000 coins. Looks like we can sell these 1,000 coins relatively easily. So my favorite method when it comes to trading with chem styles is mass bidding. So if these 100 chem styles are selling for 1,000, I may just sit here and try to win these on bid for like 750, 800 coins or less here. And this is super effective at the beginning of the game because at the beginning of the game, the only packs in the store really are 7.5k packs. So what this means is these packs have consumables in them, meaning we're getting tons and tons of these consumables listed on the market. And in turn, a lot of these get listed for low prices. They get listed on open bid, whatever it may be. So this massive influx of consumables leads to us being able to make a lot of coins off this. So basically, you're just going to go through and bid on a bunch of cards here and try to win this. And this sort of method is really about finding the chemistry style that's working best at that time. And what I mean by that is, let's say I start bidding on all these Hunters, right? And then someone comes in and is just outbidding me on every single card. Well, don't worry about it because there's a million other chemistry styles you can trade with. I may just jump over and start trading with the Engine then. And it's about rotating through these cards and finding the one that you're really able to make the most coins off of. So the Engine maybe sells for 1,400 coins here. I'll try to get it for like 1,100 coins or less on bid here. And you can see there's quite a few cards we're going to be able to win here. And so on and so forth. You can just rotate through these chemistry styles. That's the best part about this method is there are so many of these cards and so many of them on the market. You're never really going to run out of items to trade with, if you know what I mean. So it makes it really simple. And I just went through and tagged some cards before the video here, just so you can see the price people are winning these for. A Hunter for 250, 250, 350, 350, 350. It's so on and so forth. You can get these cards for super cheap here. So relatively easy to win these if you stay on top of your bids. So next up, it comes to listing these cards up. There's a couple different keys here when it comes to listing cards up that you've won to help you make the most coins and not kind of ruin this method. The first one is going to be, let's say you've gone through and won a bunch of Hunters. I went through and won 4 here before the video. I don't want to list every single card I won at the exact same time. The reason for this is if I'm continuously winning Hunter cards and continuously listing them up on the transfer market for the exact same price, what's going to happen is I'm going to artificially drop the price of the card. Because if I go and list 8 Hunters for 1,100 coins that I just won on bid, then the next person that comes in is going to start listing their cards for 1,000 coins, and then the next person 950. So what I always recommend is list a couple of your cards at a time, wait for them to sell, and then go ahead and list a few more up. So that's a key in terms of not ruining your own method and flooding the market with your cards. And the second one is you don't always need to sell cards for the cheapest on the market. You can see I won this hawk here for 250 coins. A hawk is a pretty expensive chemistry style right now. I believe it sells for about 2,500 coins. However, what you see a lot in the consumable market is what we call lazy buyers, and you'll see it here especially. You can see a hawk got bought there for 4,500. One got bought there for 5k, another one for 5k. And these are what we call lazy buyers. People that, they'll splash the FIFA points, they have a bunch of coins, and they're not worried about getting these kind of low level items for the cheapest price possible. So you can see here, the hawk listed for 2,400 there, but people are buying it for 5k. So if you're really looking to take advantage and get the most coins out of this, you can do what we call lazy listing your cards. So maybe if I won 4, 5, 6 hawk cards, I would just list them all for say like 4,000 coins here and just list them all together. And you can do the same with whatever card it may be. Again, the hunter is like 1,200-ish coins. Maybe I would just win a couple of them and list them all for 2,400 coins. Whatever it is, you can just list these for overpriced, and any kind of consumable you can do this with. We saw it a lot with position modifiers this year. That was one of my favorite methods. But again, position modifiers are out of the game next year. So that's kind of our main key here. Mass bidding on these chemistry styles, listing them up slowly, waiting for them to sell, and just continuing that process with whatever chemistry style is working best for you at the time. Now, there's a couple chemistry styles that I always recommend keeping an eye on. And the first one is going to be the basic chemistry style. Now, the basic chemistry style is typically one that's very expensive and oftentimes extinct. As you can see here, it is currently extinct. So number one, it just doesn't show up in packs that often. It's pretty rare. And number two is not a lot of people really pay attention to it on the transfer market because it's the basic chemistry style. Who's buying this? But sometimes people do use this and they do need this card. And it's typically like close to 5,000 coins. And a lot of times when people pack these, they don't think this because it's the basic chem style. It's got to be worth nothing, right? So a lot of times it'll get listed for super, super cheap. So it's always worth it to keep an eye on the basic chem style because you could win one for like 500 coins and just immediately flip it for 5,000. And then the next one we're going to talk about the same thing is the goalkeeper basic. Now this one isn't as extreme as the basic chem style, but it is typically pretty expensive and pretty easy to win because nobody pays attention. I mean, you can see here, there's some cards listed for like 850, 900. I could probably list these for 2k and they'll sell within the hour here. So pretty simple chemistry style stuff here. Again, paying attention to these ones that, don't really get a look in that often, like the basic and the goalkeeper basic. Just every once in a while checking the price can make you quite a bit of coins. So main method is going to be mass bidding on those items like I showed you. Secondary is going to be looking at the basic and goalkeeper basic. And then the next thing you could do is sniping. I'm not a huge fan of sniping chemistry styles. I don't know that they get listed on the market enough for it to be worth it in terms of getting listed for low prices. But I did manage to snipe this Deadeye before the video. I got it for 200. It sells for about 1,000 coins right now. So it is a method that you can use. It's not that difficult. It's just for me, I'm always someone that prefers bidding on these type of cards here. So let's see, like if I did go to try to snipe a Deadeye here, let's see how long it would take for one to pop up. So the Deadeye is currently, what is it, like 950 coins to 1,000. So I want to snipe this for like 700, 750 coins or less here. And let's see if one pops up within like the next 20 or 30 seconds here. And keep in mind, we are at the end of the game. It's not like people are listing up their chem styles in the last 2 weeks of FIFA 23 trying to get their 700 coins or whatever. So I wouldn't really expect anything. It is possible, but again, bidding is kind of my go-to method on these. But yeah, it's just like the variety of this method, the amount of cards, you're never going to run out of methods with it. It really is probably my favorite low budget method to use at the beginning of the game. So highly recommend you guys check this out. But guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.